Good morning, beautiful people. So today, Don Lemon was arrested. For those who don't know him, he is a journalist who was with CNN and who is now an independent journalist. He's on YouTube, Substack, on all social media platforms. He is a native of Louisiana, just like me. Um, but this isn't, yeah, it's personal because he's from here, he's black, he's one of my people. But at the same time, it's personal because it's an attack on the First Amendment. This is clear violation of the First Amendment. He was at a church doing his job. He was not protesting. He was bringing the news about what was going on in the streets of Minnesota. He even interviewed the pastor of the church, the people in the congregation, some people who didn't want to be interviewed, so they didn't have any comment. He let that go. He thanked them. He was total and above board professional with this. If you go back to that live stream, which I watched it live from beginning to the end, but if you can go back, it's on YouTube, go back and watch it. He did not commit any type of obstruction. He did not trespass. He was there as a journalist doing what he was supposed to do. But because he's black, and this administration has a thing for black people, whether you believe it or not, they do. It's not just immigrants. Yeah, they have a thing for that, but black people. And they feel like we can be discarded. They can do whatever they want to us. And the only ones who's going to speak out for us is black people, and no one else is going to care. And this has been how they treated us since the inception of this country, as not being viewed as human or subhuman, not even equal. Until this day, they still don't view us having the same rights. People went to the Capitol. They broke windows. They attacked police officers. They shitted on everywhere. They walked out. They killed people. They were violent. And yet they defend these people to this day because they're MAGA and they're white. And that's the main thing. But I go back to what I'm saying. You should have a problem, not because Don Lemon is black, but because this is a violation of a First Amendment. For free press, for people going on the streets to reporting injustice everywhere. And I've said this, I've been speaking out about a lot of these things for over a year now. And I know some people have viewed it as me being hyperbolic and kind of not knowing, because I am not a journalist. I am just someone who is just advocating for myself, for my community, for what I know, speaking on my life experiences. So this is not a profession to me. This is me doing what I do in life. Just speaking out about what's wrong. And so I've said this from the beginning. And I don't know if people didn't believe it or they just didn't understand it. But the intimidation that's been going on, the attack on people's civil rights, this is not the beginning. And this is not going to be the end of it. And if they can do this to Don Lemon, if they can arrest him, then they can arrest me and anybody else. But I will say this, it will not stop me from speaking out. I will continue to speak out and to speak my truth. Because in the 60s, they knew the consequences of their actions. But it was important for what they were trying to get accomplished. And today, we all need to be in that mindset. And we need to understand that this, if it can happen to him, it can happen to anyone. And this is actually an attack on Black people in this country. We are being attacked. We are being attacked on every front there is. And for you to not speak out and you to not post anything, you do not have to be a journalist to understand where we're at. You do not have to be an advocate to understand where we're at right now. You can be somebody who doesn't like to be confrontational or like to get in all the politics of everything, because I'm not a confrontational person either. But at the same time, I don't like to see what's wrong, things being wrong done to people. So I'm going to speak on that. So you don't understand that you have a phone, you have a laptop, you have a social media account. This is your time to advocate. This is your time to be an activist. This is your time to speak out. This is your time to do something. Because if you don't do it now, right now in this moment, it's going to be too late for you to do anything. They're trying to take away voting rights from us. They're literally going into Georgia and Minnesota and other areas asking for their voter rolls. They have actually gotten in Georgia voter rolls and in Texas because they are trying to keep themselves in power. They are not trying to have a government. They're trying to have a regime. They're trying to have an autocracy where Donald Trump is the head of it, and the rest of the oligarchs, the rich people, are running it. And Don Lemon speaks on that truth, and he has spoken it. And also, they're trying to cover up those Epstein files. Yes, because he is a pedophile, allegedly. Okay, but they're trying to cover all that up. So, like I said, you may not approve of him, you may not know him, but you need to know that this is not just about him. It's about all of us. It's about all of us. And Black people, we need you to understand that this is your time to start speaking out. It's time to start standing up. You can't just live with your head down and thinking that everything's going to pass over. It's not going to pass over. It's not going to be all right until we make it all right. And they need to understand that these trumped up charges for Don Lemon is just what that is. They went to the magistrate. They went to other judges 3 times, and they could not get them to sign an arrest warrant. So what did they do? They had him indicted, but an indictment, we all know what that is. Most Black people know anyone can get indicted for something because they're only presenting the evidence that they want you to see, the grand jurors to see. And they're not getting all the sides. They're not getting evidence. They're just is basically picking cherries so that they can get an indictment. That is a saying, you can indict a ham sandwich, and that's what they did. But that does not mean that it's going to stand. These charges are going to stand. But he is in jail right now, and it is wrong. And we got to do more, people. This is not the time to be scared. I know what it is to be scared and fearful and to live in your home and to not want to go out because you don't know. At the time, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand what was happening to me. But to live in fear is no longer an option for me. And it shouldn't be an option for you. So, this is more than free Don Lemon. It's free all of us. We all have the rights to live and to speak and to vote and to go about this country as citizens, as people, an individual. No one's not violating any laws. Use First Amendment right, freedom of the press, freedom to speak. And my freedom, I can say, fuck Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and all the other little minions that he has. And I've said it before. And what? Now what you gonna do? Because I said fuck you. There's not a damn thing you could do because that is my right and that's my freedom. You may not like me telling you F you, but I can say it. So, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and all the rest of you, fuck you. And free Don Lemon and free the other lady, Georgia. And like always, I'm a little country, I'm a little chic, and I'm always keep it street. And if you're sleeping, wake the hell up.